Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Jocelyn, and today I'm here with Graham. He is the Vice President of Marketing at Polymath. They just finished a successful 60 million ICO in January this year, and I'm going to ask him a bunch of questions that you might be interested. Welcome, Graham.
Thanks for having me, Jocelyn.
Can you tell us more about what is your project?
Yeah, Polymath is the securities token platform. So we're making it easy for companies to raise capital and issue financial securities. And so the cool thing about these financial securities is that they're tokens on a blockchain. So we're going from a world where having a financial security used to mean you had a piece of paper and it said, okay, you have 1,000 shares. And we're going from that world to one where instead you have 1,000 tokens. And so these tokens are much more liquid than pieces of paper. They're programmable and they can be traded 24/7, 365 for very, very minimal fees. And over time, we believe that the fees to trade these financial securities will actually go to zero. So we're making the financial system much, much better.
I know that a lot of companies, they're actually scared or afraid of presenting their tokens as security tokens because they will face challenges to eventually list their tokens on an exchange at the moment. So what's your position on that?
Our position on that is that companies have been issuing financial securities for hundreds of years. And so what we're doing is we're helping companies follow the regulations that are already in place to issue actual financial securities that are regulated, that investors are happy with, and that regulators are happy with. And now that it's true that there are no cryptocurrency-focused exchanges that are currently interested in listing security tokens, and that's because they don't have the licenses to do so. But there are exchanges that we're really excited about, exchanges like T0 and Open Finance that we're working with very closely. Those will be the places where these security tokens are listed, and we also are very excited to announce that we have a very large ownership stake in the Barbados Stock Exchange. So there are these exchanges that are coming online very soon that are purely focused on security token exchanges that are brand new. And then there are also legacy institutions like the Barbados Stock Exchange that are interested in exploring this new area and figuring out how they can list security tokens to be traded.
And right before we started the interview, you briefly mentioned like the figures, like the big difference between security tokens and utility tokens right now. Can you just tell us about that?
Yes. Currently, the utility token market cap is around $700 billion, something like that. The security token market cap is 100 million, maybe less. So there's almost no security tokens that exist right now. But there are over 100 trillion securities that exist in the world. And so we believe that at some point in time, all financial securities will become tokens on a blockchain. And it's really just a matter of building the infrastructure to make that happen. And that's what Polymath is building. We're building the infrastructure, we're building the roads, the bridges, the tunnels to make sure that actual financial securities can be tokens on a blockchain. And that market is so much more bigger, several orders of magnitude bigger than the utility token market.
And so in terms of the roadmap, like how much progress have you made?
A lot of progress. It's a very, very exciting time right now in the world of securities tokens. Our kind of sole focus right now is allowing companies to raise capital through the Polymath platform and issuing securities. And so kind of our number one goal is getting as many securities tokens launched as possible.
And now let's go back and talk about like the team behind Polymath. I mean, who started this idea?
I think the middle of 2017, a little bit earlier than the middle of 2017 actually, by this guy. So that's Trevor, and then behind Jocelyn, you can't see him, is Chris, our other co-founder. Chris, there's Chris. And so they came up with this idea. Chris is formerly a lawyer. Well, he's still a lawyer, but formerly worked at a law firm. And he got really, really excited about the blockchain space. And he really knew that that was something that he wanted to get into, and he really wanted to start a project that was going to have a big impact on the world. And Trevor also is in the blockchain space for a very long time. He was kind of a part of the Ethereum crew back in the day in Toronto when Ethereum was being created. And Chris and Trevor teamed up. They started throwing around ideas, and just kind of Trevor's background from being in Wall Street and then Silicon Valley, and kind of being obsessed with this idea of having a private equity share that is programmable that you can do very interesting things with that's more attractive to investors. Trevor and Chris kind of just fell in love with that idea, teamed up, started Polymath, got a few developers on board, and then once they started kind of building out the product, writing the white paper, making a presentation deck that kind of explained what the idea was, that was the point where I saw it. And I had seen Trevor on social media, like I had seen him on Instagram and Snapchat because we had known each other for a few years in the Bitcoin space. And I messaged him and I said, hey, so what's Polymath? And he explained the idea to me. I read the presentation deck to see what it was all about, and I was completely in. So I used to work in the world of finance on the side of investment advisory, so helping people manage their money, manage their estates. And I was always so sad about how bad capital markets is. It is so slow. There are so many kind of bumps and things you have to take into account anytime you want to do anything. So many lawyers involved, so much paper you have to sign and send around. And I went, wow, Polymath is really going to change everything about capital markets. It is going to make everything so much more smooth, and it is going to really reduce a lot of the friction that we see in the market today. So I just started working pretty much that day.
Nice. You just finished your ICO, but what were some of the challenges that you faced during the process?
So our ultimate goal is for people to think of Polymath as that is the place where I go to raise capital. And so 5 years from now, a company is going to have an amazing idea. They're going to go, okay, I want to go get some seed capital. I want to raise $10 million for this amazing idea that I have. I have to go to Polymath. That's really how we think of ourselves, and that's how we want people to think of Polymath, is the place to raise capital. As far as challenges, really the challenges for me in terms of stuff that I don't like is just that it's taking a while to do this stuff. So, I mean, like day one, you kind of start and you go, oh my God, okay, we're so excited. We're going to list security tokens on all of these great exchanges like T0 and Open Finance. People are going to be trading securities tokens. It's going to be $1 trillion market cap tomorrow. There's a lot more work that is required to do that because it is a big challenge. We are so excited about the challenge, though, because it means that there is such a huge opportunity because nobody has done this yet, and we're the first ones to do this. So challenges is just that it takes time, but the exciting part is that we have made so much progress already, and we really, really see a really bright future that we're all so excited about.
Exciting times. Thank you so much, Graham.
Thanks.